And we are back on the R2F Eddie channel. This week I will be going over match week 4 predictions. Just reflecting on last match week. I didn't do too well. I don't think most people did. Partially because Wolves lost 4-0. You have Leicester that beat Man City 5-2. You have Tottenham that ended up tying Newcastle 1-1. So there's a lot of surprise results that happened last week. Even the Chelsea draw with West Brom, that was crazy. But yeah, it was a tough week, so let's just forget that. We can go straight into match week 4. The first game we have is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Now, I think it's going to still be a surprising week, just like last week. I actually have Crystal Palace winning this 2-1. Crystal Palace obviously had a very tough game against Everton last week, losing 2-1 with some very unlucky handball calls that didn't go for them and also went against them. So I think with that, obviously Chelsea is favorites to win this game, but I think Crystal Palace with their roster anything could happen with that team. So I have Crystal Palace win this game 2-1. On to the next game of the day, we have Everton versus Brighton. Now, Everton honestly looked like the best team in the league. So I'm going to give this one to Everton 5-3. I know it's a ridiculous scoreline 5-3, but Everton have been on fire. You have DCL, he's a scoring machine. I think he has a high chance of getting a hat trick actually in this game. Um, Obviously with Brighton, they have some good goal scorers on their team. Trossard, Malpe, Lamptey's look incredible so far this season. I don't think they can keep up with Everton, though, and I think the defense on both sides will completely fall apart, so that's why I have such a high-scoring game. On to the next game on October 3rd, we have Leeds versus Man City, a big matchup that a lot of people are waiting for. I have Man City winning this game because it's Man City. I have them winning 4-2. I think Leeds have enough quality to keep themselves in the game for long enough to maybe hold it even, maybe even take a 2-1 lead. But I think Man City will just climb on through like they've done the past couple of seasons. And I think they've got this game in the bag. Shouldn't worry if you have De Bruyne potentially play him triple captain this week for fantasy, because Leeds let up a lot of goals, and although they score a lot of goals too, I think this game could go very south for Leeds just because their defense isn't the strongest. So I have Man City 4, Leeds 2. Now into the final game of Saturday, we have Newcastle versus Burnley. Now, I don't think there's going to be much happening in this game. I have it as a 1-1. Both teams are kind of slow to watch so far this season. Newcastle didn't look great last game. Newcastle actually tied Spurs last game, so it's an impressive result for them. But I don't think they can keep that up against Burnley. Burnley kind of struggle against Southampton, but I don't see Newcastle being that dominant of a side, especially because Newcastle kind of snuck away with that win with the last minute penalty. So I think this is going to be a kind of a worm burner game, a 1-1 game, kind of a game you shouldn't, if you're a casual fan or you're trying to get into the Premier League, stay away from this game. Do not watch this as your first Premier League game. On to the next game, we have Leicester City versus West Ham. I have this as a dominant game for Leicester. I have them winning 4-1. They've been winning every game on average 4-1, so I figured this is just the right result for them. West Ham's just a story of a struggling team that, for whatever reason, is just somehow producing goals, but also getting scored a lot. Last game, they won 4-0, which was just a shock. I don't think anyone had that scoreline at all. But I think Leicester is a very safe option, especially after that huge Man City upset. So I think they've got this game in the bag. Vardy's scoring like a madman. Him and Calvert-Lewin are both going crazy so far this season. So I have Leicester win the game 4-1 with an easy win. Up next, we have probably another snooze fest. We have Southampton versus West Brom. I think I have this game as 2-2. I don't think there's going to be much in this game. West Brom tied their last game with Chelsea. Although it was impressive, they looked like they were going to get scored on the whole game. I'm surprised it took Chelsea 90 minutes to score 3 goals. Southampton, I think this will be another big game for Danny Ings, obviously from last game. I think this is going to be a great showing for both teams, but I don't think it's going to be the greatest game to watch. And it's probably going to be pretty sloppy because both teams don't look the strongest so far this year. So I have it as a 2-2 draw. Up next, we have Arsenal versus Sheffield. Sheffield have yet to score a goal in the Premier League, which is kind of worrying for them. I think I predicted them going 15th in the league. So if anything, they look set for relegation so far. I have Arsenal win the game 3-0. I think Aubameyang's just going to have a field day against Sheffield. Although Arsenal's attack going forward last game was very poor, they were playing Liverpool, who are, as of right now, probably favorites to win the title just because they've won every game so far this season. Yeah, big game from Aubameyang, and yeah, 3-0. Up next, we have Wolves versus Fulham. I don't know if Fulham will even win a game this year. I have Wolves win this game 2-0. I think Jimenez will probably score both goals. He's been having some pretty good games recently. Besides, let's just forget last game though. Last game was not great for Wolves, but I think they'll put that game in the past. I think Nunez will spark some magic in that team. I know they just signed Semedo, but I don't know if he's going to play yet. So yeah, Portugal FC or Wolves will win this game 2-0. Up next, we have the biggest game of the week. We have Man U versus Spurs. I believe Son is not playing. I think it said he has a hamstring injury, and he's very likely not to play. So because of that, I have Man U win this game 3-2. Obviously, you can make all the jokes you want, but Man U are just going to get as many penalties this season as you think they will, especially with the ridiculous handball rules that are going on. So Man U, 3 goals, Spurs, 2 goals. I think Kane's going to probably score a goal. Spurs just, it depends if Bale plays actually, because he was practicing recently. So we'll see if he plays. Reguilon against Chelsea in the cup game. I know that Asp put him on wheels, but I don't. I have this game 3-2. It's gonna be a really fun game to watch, but 3-2 I think is the right result. And on to the last game, we actually have Aston Villa versus Liverpool FC. I think Liverpool will win this game 4-1. I think it'll be an easy win for them, despite Aston Villa getting on a pretty hot start to the season. I know Aston Villa just got Ross Barkley, but I don't know if he's going to play just because it's such a soon offer to go out on loan. If he does play, will the score be any different? Probably not. So I'm maintaining the scoreline of 4-1 to Liverpool. I said last time that Salah and Mane tend to switch off who tend to score. Last game, I think Salah could have put away like 8 different chances against Arsenal. But I think, who's gonna have a good game? I think Trent will have a. Trent defensively looks god awful. That's how Arsenal scored their only goal of the game actually. But I think offensively, I'm gonna say he scores this game. I'm also gonna say Salah likely scores, and probably assists too because he's been on fire. I think Diego Yata, seeing him play was great. He obviously scored a goal on his debut. Liverpool are looking really exciting this year. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel where I'll be posting weekly videos on my Premier League predictions. I might start posting weekly recaps on the weeks and my favorite goals from the week that were scored. Make sure you like the video, and I will also have some more soccer in real life football content soon. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and yeah, thanks for watching.